YouTube, it is your favorite game here, Above Average Cody, coming at you with a Modern Warfare 2 video all about the graphics settings. Now, by no means am I a graphics settings guru. I am not a graphics settings wizard. I don't have the best graphics card on the market, but I got my game to stop stuttering around, and I got it to look pretty good as well with the help from some friends and some tips on the graphics. So basically, this is to show you guys what I am running for graphics, because I had a lot of issues with the game stuttering. When I got the game to stop stuttering, it wasn't looking very clean. So we're going to go right in, and I'm going to show you guys what I have for graphics settings and go over a couple of them that I found had the biggest impact in helping the game stop stuttering, but also look pretty damn good in the process. So obviously, guys, forget all this quick setting stuff up here. Just go right to graphics settings, and I will show you my VRAM usage, and then I'm going to drag my camera down so we can read all of the descriptions up here, because I don't want to cover it and keep you guys from some potential info. So the VRAM usage, guys, I have it about halfway out of my 8 gig max here. You can go up to max to really like upsample and get really good graphics, but I recommend being lower on the scale, because if you are maxing this bar on a game like Call of Duty, you could potentially hurt yourself gameplay wise, because the higher you have this bar, the game may look better, but the game will run better. You'll get less frames, and performance wise, you will just kind of be taxing yourself. So as you can see with my current settings, I am about halfway on the VRAM, and now I'll drag my camera down to cover that VRAM bar, because we won't be changing too many settings. I'm mostly just going to go through and show you guys what I have. Now, the first page display, guys, you're just going to make sure you have everything roughly where you want it here. I run full screen borderless so that I can drag my mouse in and out without any issues here, but you can also go to full screen exclusive, I believe, will just make it so that you're like locked in and you can't swipe out or anything. Make sure you have your right display monitor, obviously, your right graphics card. You can see here I have a GeForce RTX 3070 NVIDIA. Dynamic resolution, I have that off. Aspect ratio, automatic. I have all VSync off for gameplay and menus. I leave my frame rate on unlimited. You can cap this if you have a lot of fluctuation issues and you feel like it's screwing with the game. But personally, I just have mine on unlimited, and then I do have the FPS counter up there. You can find that in UI. I recommend putting on the FPS and the latency, just so you could see what you're getting for frames with your current graphics settings. And if you're too low, you could probably drop some of the graphics settings to get more frames. And then, of course, latency, so you can see how you're doing connecting the server and things like that, guys. But other than that, guys, everything pretty default. I didn't change anything. Focus mode off, constrained mouse to game window off, and pretty much, yeah, quality is where you're going to see the majority of things here. Now, first off, I want to start with saying I was lagging around a bunch on release day. I still was a little bit until I found the graphics settings I have now, but the success I found was with these quality preset. This is a really awesome setting for any of you out there like me who don't really care too much about custom graphics settings and just want to get in and play. I actually had to run it on basic. Minimum lagged, which is weird because it's under basic, and then I could not run any balanced, ultra, or extreme, even on my 3070, so I dropped to basic. This is kind of just like a quick, like, cookie cut thing. You can see the VRAM gradually and I covered it so you can't see, but the VRAM gradually goes up with each preset setting here. So basically, if you guys don't want to go through each individual one of these settings and customize them, I highly recommend just picking one. If you have higher PC hardware, you should be able to go anywhere from balanced to extreme, but if you have any trouble, just drop down to basic or minimum, and that'll just kind of be your quick fix on the fly. Render resolution should be on 100. That's like the generic, like, just overall good setting. Now, the upscaling and sharpening, this is a really important setting that my buddy, Noticeably Bad, I was playing with him on release day, actually showed me. You can seriously make the game look sharp and very good without a massive hit to your VRAM usage here, guys. If you have an NVIDIA card, choose NVIDIA image scaling. It does say here that it supports all graphics cards, so the setting should work even though you have an AMD one, but they do have a setting here specific for AMD cards as well. But NVIDIA image scaling, you're going to want to go down to the show more and hit the native one, guys. I, again, am not a guru. I am not a master, but from what I understand, this will cause less fluctuation, less taxation on your graphics card and things like that. So just do native. I'm at 0.3. I could probably go higher, but I don't want to because 0.3 looks amazing. Once I did this, guys, the whole game looked very, very sharp rather than like the blurry, like kind of like blotchiness you get. I changed this. It looks amazing. So I don't know, guys. I don't have an in-depth explanation for you, but NVIDIA image scaling, native, 0.3. It looks amazing. Thank me later down in the comment section. Anti-alias, I have Filmic SMAA T2X. This just kind of caters to jagged edges and things like that. And if you look at these two pictures, guys, I'll be honest, I can't tell you the difference in them, but it does sharpen up clean things like the corners of this van, the corners of the headlights, and things like that. Anti-aliasing, I just have on normal. Video memory scale, this can be pretty important, but I just have it on 70. Going higher kind of just made me lag around a little bit, so 70 just seemed to be the sweet spot for me personally. Obviously, higher guys, it just changes your target amount of VRAM, and that's pretty much all there is there. Now, these settings very much, the majority of them you have the option of off. You have the option of low, medium, or high. Some have ultra, some you can't turn off, but this will be the bread and butter on your performance versus graphics argument here, guys. Obviously, you put all these lower, you'll get better performance. You put all these higher, you'll get better graphics detail, but lower performance. And this is basically when you do these custom presets, or these quality presets up here, it will automatically adjust all of these. However, my personal settings here, texture resolution, the overall details on surfaces and things like that. Obviously, anybody can look over here and read these. I have that on high. Texture filter, anisotropic. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. I have it on high, guys. Basically, this is texture quality of surfaces viewed at an angle. So when you're laying prone or crouched, it changes the angle of the surface, and it can make it look better or worse. I just leave this on high. Also, texture resolution will have, as you can see, a high effect on your VRAM and a medium effect on your CPU. So the higher you go on this, the much more VRAM you are going to be using down here. So I would focus on this one first, being the first one at the top. I would try it on high depending on your graphics card and your hardware, but if you're having trouble on high, I would drop this setting first before you really change anything else. Nearby level of detail, I have it on low. It's just quality of nearby objects. Quality of far objects, I have low. Clutter draw distance, which is small ground elements, foliage, rocks, and various decals are visible. I have it on short because this is like... These are those little quality things that somebody like me doesn't notice, but if you're on like 4K, ultra wide, best hardware in the game, very much just put these on high because it's like those subtle like details would never ever notice, but that's why I have it on short. So I can pick up performance wherever I can at the cost of running the high on the texture resolution. Particle quality low. This is like explosions, thermite grenades, things like that. But the particle quality level. So the particle quality is the overall particle effect. You set it on high, the overall like burst of the thermite grenade will look better. Cool. Now the particle quality level is the display threshold of various components within the particle effect. So particle quality of the entire thing, the quality level, how fine, like, in-depth the whole thing itself looks. God, I am making no sense. But again, guys, I am not a guru. I am not a wizard. I just found settings that work pretty well for my game. I have this on very low because, honestly, this doesn't really make a difference to me. How often is the effects of a thermite grenade going to bother me and my gameplay? Bullet impacts and sprays I have on. If I have them off, I don't know. It'll feel like I'm just not hitting where I'm actually shooting. This is literally just your bullets hitting the wall and stuff. That's it. Shader quality, I have this on high. Just remember, if you do change this, you do have to reset your PC. Set the quality of lighting treatment on some surfaces. There's slight impact colorization on these surfaces. I have a 3070. I should be able to run this higher. It doesn't have much of an effect on anything. Medium GPU effect, low VRAM effect, so I do have that on high. Tessellation, I have this off. This is amount of some scene geometry which receives subdivision for improved rendering quality. I don't know, guys. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I have it off. Terrain memory I have on max. On-demand texture streaming, turn this off. This will make your game constantly try to download textures and things like that. Just turn it off. The game will be fine. Streaming quality I have on normal, but I don't believe this setting matters because I have the texture streaming off. This will matter if you choose to turn that on. Volumetric quality low. Deferred physics low. Water caustics, which is like the light refracting through the water and things like that, I have this off. Shadow map resolution, normal, and most of these are off or low because shadow and lighting, again, it's just one of those things that I personally don't notice. You can get better detail in the shadows, the way the light refracts around things, but it's just one of those things that I don't really notice and just puts more tax down here on the VRAM. So I have everything on low or off, guys. Ambient occlusion off. Again, screen space off. Everything down here. Weather grid volumes, I do have low. You can turn it off, but I didn't really see any reason to. NVIDIA Reflex low latency on. These ones, important, guys. You do not need these. These are like realism type aspects that you can add to the game, but I'm here for Call of Duty. I'm not here for it to be as realistic as possible. Depth of field off, that blurs like around your reticle when you're ADS. Motion blur, when you're spinning, it makes everything blurry, because obviously, guys, if you spin around your gaming chair right now and do a 360, things are going to look a little bit blurry. I don't need it to look like that in a video game. Weapon motion blur. This, of course, blurs the weapon when you turn, because, again, if you're spinning in circles, the weapon's moving, it looks blurry. Film grain. I still have yet to find anybody that goes, wow, I'm really glad this game has film grain. This literally just makes everything look grainy and makes, like, visual noise. Like, say, like, you got light beaming into your bedroom and things look a little blurry because you got light hitting you in the eyes. I guess that's kind of the equivalent of film grain. And then, guys, over here in view, oh, God, I do not want to apply any unsaved, so discard the changes that apparently I guess I may have made. Field of view, I run 100, guys. Honestly, anywhere from 100 to 120, depending on whatever you're comfortable with. I don't really see a purpose to go below that on Call of Duty because aim assist is pretty consistent throughout, but this will make things look either further away or closer at the trade-off of you get to see more or less of the screen, which is what those boxes are. Obviously, at 60 FOV, you see less. At 120 FOV, you see more of the game. So, to each their own, guys. That's more of whatever you're comfortable with. I run a happy middle of 100. ADS field of view, I have affected. Weapon field of view, default. Third-person field of view, I don't plan on doing any third-person, so that is very much default. Vehicle field of view, default. And then I did not change any of my camera movements here. So, all right, guys, that is all of my graphic settings that we are just flying through. Again, I'm not a wizard. I'm not claiming to have the greatest looking settings. I'm not claiming to have the best performance. I just got my game to stop lagging, and I also think it looks pretty good. So I really do hope this video helps some of you out. If you have any questions, put it down below, guys. I may not be the person to truly help you out, as I just want to show you guys what I sat on as decent graphic settings. But other than that, guys, subscribe to the channel. Halo content, Call of Duty content, helping you guys get better at games through way of settings, controller settings, or even gameplay tips and tricks. Hit that sub button, guys. Leave a like on the video, please. It helps out ever so much. I already mentioned, leave a comment, questions, other tips on settings, whatever you guys got, throw them at me. I can leave a heart and favorite it so it goes to the top, so people can hopefully get help from people better versed in the graphic settings community out there. And then, of course, guys, channel memberships, super thanks. Please don't feel like you have to, but it does help me out ever so much here on the channel. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope it helped you out. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next one.